Hey everyone, and welcome to the Boost Your Biology podcast. My name is Lucas, and I'm the founder of Ergogenic Health. Together in this podcast series, we will go underground to explore cutting-edge health and human performance insights that you simply cannot search on Google to help you upgrade your existence. So, without any further ado, let's jump into today's episode. Glycine is perhaps one of the cheapest amino acids that possesses a wide variety of health benefits that needs to be explored in further detail. What I'm going to do is take a look at how glycine can benefit human health, and we'll go through some of the major research findings and also specific dosages to be using. So what is glycine? Well, glycine is the smallest amino acid in our body, and glycine plays various roles in health and aging. Now, interestingly, glycine has been shown to extend lifespan in different species. In humans, higher glycine levels are associated with heart health, combating inflammation at the cellular level, and supporting glucose metabolism. Now, high levels of glycine have been associated with specifically better cardiovascular and or heart health. And glycine supplementation has been shown to combat this inflammation and support a healthy inflammatory response at the cellular level in humans. Now, interestingly, glycine has been shown to help in the removal of glucose from the blood, so it has a blood glucose lowering effect. And glycine also supports healthy cognitive functions such as memory and attention. Now, because glycine is considered an inhibitory neurotransmitter or neuromodulator, glycine can contribute to more restful and deeper sleep and induce feelings of calmness. This is due to its anxiolytic action and dampening effect on the glutamate system. Now, some people, or specifically some athletes, actually use glycine to improve muscle function, joint health, and even recovery. Now, supplementing with glycine can actually improve glutathione production in the body. Now, remember, glutathione is our master antioxidant, which when we increase glutathione production, this leads to a reduction in oxidative stress, and also improves antioxidant defense of the body, improving cellular repair and improving the immune response. Now, glycine has also been shown to protect muscles against stress in human studies. And as an important component of collagen, glycine can also improve skin health and reduce the appearance of wrinkles. Now, what we also need to consider is how glycine supports a healthy methionine metabolism. Now, if we restrict methionine intake, this has been shown to extend lifespan in humans. And so by glycine supporting the healthy metabolism of methionine, this actually helps with proper methylation and also healthy aging. Now, we also know that glycine, it can act as a chaperone, and chaperones are small molecules such as TUDCA as well, which I've covered in another video. Chaperones are small molecules that can protect proteins and support proper recycling of proteins, which plays an important role in healthy aging. Now, glycine also helps cells to better withstand the effects of too much glycation. So you're probably wondering, where is glycine found? Different sources of glycine. We've got bone broth, collagen supplements, gelatin supplements, canned fish, animal skin and bones, connective tissue, tendons, and pure glycine powder. Looking at some of the main benefits of glycine, we can see here helping with heme synthesis and mitochondrial function, improving detoxification by affecting conjugate formation, improving the methylation process. It improves hormonal and cytokine response. It can decrease food intake. It can decrease liver glucose or hepatic glucose production. And also it can decrease oxidative stress. So we can see by increasing glutathione synthesis. This is going to drop and decrease the oxidative stress, which we know is a major contributor to cellular aging. Now, here's some really interesting research that I came across. The study was titled "Glycine Restores the Anabolic Response to Leucine in a Mouse Model of Acute Inflammation." Now, the study was conducted in the American Journal of Physiology, Endocrinology, and Metabolism. And what they noted was that the non-essential amino acid glycine improved mTORC1 signaling and effectively restored the protein synthetic response to leucine in skeletal muscles of LPS-treated mice. The improvement in protein metabolism was associated with a reduction in skeletal muscle reactive oxygen species, but did not alter skeletal muscle inflammatory signaling in vivo or in vitro. Glycine represents a promising nutritional intervention for the attenuation of skeletal muscle wasting. So perhaps big doses of glycine can be used by bodybuilders and athletes to preserve muscle mass and prevent muscle or skeletal muscle wasting. This is another way in which glycine can be used as a recovery amino acid. We also know that glycine can decrease cortisol quite potently. So as far as when to be using glycine, this is an amino acid that we'd want to be using in the evening, perhaps anytime after dinner, as it's going to have a decreasing effect on cortisol and also lower adrenaline and other stress hormones. And is it possible that glycine can cause a growth hormone surge or a boost in growth hormone levels? Well, this study here was titled "Glycine Stimulated Growth Hormone Release in Man." Now, unfortunately, this study here, looking at the breakdown, different doses, 4, 8, or 12 grams of glycine were intravenously infused over 15 or 30 minutes in normal subjects. Now, again, how practical, how real is this to translate to oral dosing? That's questionable. Obviously intravenous has a much better bioavailability. Does this growth hormone boost also occur through supplementation? This is questionable. But what they noted was the doses of 4 or 8 grams of glycine induced a significant increase in serum growth hormone levels. However, a more pronounced and significant increase in serum growth hormone levels were observed after infusion at a dose of 12 grams of glycine. It was clearly observed that dose-dependent GH release to intravenous glycine occurred in normal subjects. On the contrary, serum prolactin was not significantly changed. Now, this is important because usually when we increase growth hormone, we see a concomitant rise in prolactin. However, they did not notice that concomitant rise in this prolactin, which it's a hormone that men generally do not want to increase. They also know that blood sugar was transiently but significantly increased as well. The present data suggests that glycine might play an important role in the control of the hypothalamic pituitary function. So that's quite interesting. They're seeing a blood sugar increase. I mean, that would make sense. Perhaps it's a glucogenic amino acid affecting liver glycogen production or glucose output. So that's really interesting as well. And then, interestingly, glycine can also increase DHT levels. Now, what's interesting here is that this study here observed that a certain concentration of glycine was able to strongly enhance 5-alpha reductase activity, leading to increased amounts of 5-DHP. So 2-steroid 5-alpha reductase isoenzymes encoded by distinct genes actually convert progesterone into 5-alpha dihydroprogesterone. Now, glycine and the neurosteroid 3,5-THP are known to regulate several important neurophysiological processes such as pain and anxiety, and the neurosteroid of 5-DHP DHP, also exhibited neuroprotective properties in various experimental models. Now, the study shows that the effective glycine concentrations were in the range of 1 micrometer to 35 micrometers. And so this means that an oral glycine dose in the range of 500 milligrams to 16 grams are needed to achieve the effective concentration in the brain. And the effect is dose dependent. So the higher the glycine dose, the more effective it is on increasing allopregnanolone and also 5-alpha reductase activity. Which brings me to another interesting study that looks at how glyphosate or Roundup can actually deplete glycine levels. This is all thanks to Hadut, Georgi Dinkov. I've had him on my podcast. I'm actually collating this research from his findings. So thank you, Georgi Dinkov. Now, what we can see here is that it looks like the mechanism of action for glyphosate has also been found. It acts like a fake glycine mimetic and blocks cellular uptake of glycine. So I'm sure many of you know about Roundup and or glyphosate. Unfortunately, this is a pesticide that has been used in crop to protect them against insects and things like that. But what we noted that in particular, this study here, the active ingredient in Roundup, glyphosate, is actually linked to autism, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, birth defects, obesity, gluten intolerance, among other health issues. And perhaps it's due to its effect on glycine. So if you've had exposure to Roundup or glyphosate, maybe you need to increase your glycine intake. So as far as dosages for glycine, clinical studies of supplemental glycine that have achieved interesting results have used, or beneficial results as we've seen in these studies, have used daily glycine doses ranging from 3 grams to as high as 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, split into 2 to 4 servings. Now, these studies have failed to note any significant side effects, presumably reflecting the fact that glycine is efficiently absorbed and hence does not cause major GI disturbances or diarrhea. Ample doses of glycine are not impractical because glycine is inexpensive, has a mildly sweet flavor, is highly and rapidly soluble, and can be added to a wide range of beverages. So we can see the dosages. Again, it's something I'd personally be using in the evening. I don't personally use glycine myself. It's too potent at lowering cortisol for me personally. But for people that are under a lot of stress, glycine in the evening can be really powerful for sleep and all the other anti-aging benefits. Thank you everyone for joining in to today's episode. For in-depth show notes and lessons learned, visit nofilter.media/boostyourbiology.
This has been a No Filter Media production.
Say what you want.